So Amaran has been super busy coming out with a lot of new products, including a number of PANO lights. They came out with the PANO Lights, and now they've come out with the Verge lights. So what's the difference between PANO and Verge? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you. I'm super excited that Amaran sent me all of these lights to review because I'm a huge Amaran fan. In fact, all the lights in my studio are from Amaran. But I don't love every single Amaran light, and I'll tell you exactly what I like and don't like. And there's one Amaran light that's been bugging me a lot lately. And I'm excited because I think one of these lights is going to be able to replace that light. Oh, and there's another light that I'm interested in replacing as well. Let's start by going over the differences between the PANO lights and the new Verge lights. Now, the PANO lights are full colored lights, meaning they can produce a lot of different colors. They are RGBWW lights, which means red, green, and blue, as well as two white lights, a warm and a cool, but you can mix. The Verge light, on the other hand, only has the two white lights, and you can mix from cool to warm. So if you need a full colored light, well, the PANO lights are for you. But you know what? 99% of the time, I'm just looking for a good white light, one that can be cool or warm. And that's where a light like this comes in really handy. Now, a little later in this video, I'm going to test the quality of the white light that comes out of these, and I suspect they'll be pretty close. But you know what? There's also a lot of other differences between these two panels. Now, the PANO light can be used in the studio, but it also has a nice case so it can be used easily on the road. Yeah, it's got a nice little place back here and a little extra padding, as well as some accessories, including an egg crate as well as a nice softbox. Yeah, this is really cool. You also get some additional diffusion, and of course the power supply, the power cable, as well as a full metal ACE Lock mount. Yeah, this is really nice. We'll talk about mounts in just a little bit. All right, I am having a little trouble getting this softbox on. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, all right, now that I got it on, pretty cool. Now let's try the egg crate. Yeah, okay, so the egg crate, well, that's pretty slick. Now let's try this extra diffusion. Yeah, this diffusion, yeah, it just pulls on like that. That's cool. Nice. So, the PANO lights, yeah, they're going to be great on the road. Now, if you want even more accessories, Amaran makes some barn doors for both these PANO lights. This is going to set you back another $32 for the 60 and another $50 for the 120. Let's check them out. Well, these appear to be metal. That's nice. Another layer of diffusion and some little clips. Let's just see how easy this is to get on the panel. Okay, well, that couldn't be easier. Yeah, I can see that. I'm glad I got the barn doors. Yeah, not gonna fit the barn doors inside there. That's too bad. Oh, I can't get it closed if I take the grid out. So I guess I'll have to decide. Another advantage of the PANO is it has this magnetic ACE Lock system. I really do like this because, first of all, it's pretty easy to put on, although you don't want to put it on the wrong way because, well, it's magnetic, so it only goes on one way. And once it goes on, clips on just like that, and you get a really secure mount right away. And the PANO comes with one of these that's fully metal. Yeah, this is a much better mount than the one that comes with the ACE 25, for example. I mean, it's still really good, but this one can be used as a hot shoe. This one can't, but still, yeah, this is a lot nicer. Oh, and the PANO lights also have a battery option coming with the new Peak from Amaran. Yeah, the new Peak battery doesn't even require a cord. It just uses these little connectors right here and goes directly into the unit. So if you're looking for a battery power solution, well, this is pretty cool. Amaran hasn't sent me the Peak unit yet. I guess I probably need more subscribers. Perhaps you could be that subscriber, and then Amaran would love me more and send me that Peak unit, and then I'd be able to make a video and you'd be able to watch it. Win-win. Now, the Verge doesn't come with those contacts, so you can't use the Peak battery on it, but it is powered through USB-C, so you can actually power this with a USB-C power bank. So that's pretty cool. So why would anyone choose the Verge over the PANO? Well, it really comes down to your needs. If you're only going to set it up once in your studio, well, you don't need that really nice bag. And if it's going to do the job that you want it to do, well, let's say you don't need the color or the barn doors or anything else like that, well, this is going to be a much cheaper option. Plus, it has another advantage that the PANO doesn't have. I think that Amaran understands that there are a lot of content creators out there that are not filmmakers and are not going to want to spend a lot of money on their stands. And what they really want is a small light with a simple stand that they can either attach or set on their desktop. And Amaran has delivered here. Yeah, This is pretty cool. Very simple setup. Just take this off, screw this in. Nice and sturdy. All right, let's check out the clamp. This over this. Oh, and on the back here, there's just a little rubber thing you can take off, and it reveals the Verge Mount. The Verge Mount goes on just like that. It's also hinged here to make it even more adjustable. Yeah, so with the new Verge Mount, well, you've got a lot more possibilities. And you still have that 1/4 thread here at the bottom if you want to go old school. But now let's test the light quality out of the PANO versus the Verge. All right, we'll turn on the PANO 60C and we'll take some readings. First of all, it doesn't take a spectrometer to know this is a very, very bright light. I'll just add this light to the Amaran amp. Now, of course, the PANO can make all kinds of colors, but we're going to just test the white light against the white light of the Verge. Here, let me turn off all the other lights in my studio. And 1 foot away, I'm getting 49,500 LUTs. Very powerful light. The color is fantastic. I'm getting very close to 5,600 Kelvin as advertised. Oh, and I'm getting a CRI of 97.2. Yeah, that's pretty awesome too. All right, let's try the Verge. Now, the Verge is never going to be as powerful because it comes in at half the wattage, but it does produce a lot of light. So in a small room like this, well, it's going to be plenty of light. The other difficulty with the Verge is if you want to know what the color temperature is, well, there's no screen on it and you have to use the app. But that's not a problem. I can just set it for 3,200 or in this case, 5,600, and we'll take our readings. All right, well, it comes with an impressive 96.1 CRI. That's good. The temperature at 5,600 degrees Kelvin is just a little bit cooler at 5,676. And that's still pretty good. In every light I've ever tested, the good lights will get it within about 100 degrees Kelvin. And I've never got one that hit it exactly on the nose yet. The curve of the color is almost identical to that of the PANO, and I really can't tell much of a difference. All right, so graphs and CRI scores, well, that's one thing. But let's just see what it looks like on the face. We'll start with the Verge. All right, and I'll get that just out of frame. All right, so let me turn off the other lights, and that's what you get out of the Verge. And we'll compare that one to the PANO 60C. And I put 1 level of diffusion on it. I did my best to match the output. And finally, here's the PANO 120 with 1 level of diffusion. Yeah, I think you can see by looking at these others that bigger is always better. Which brings me to our 4th light. Yeah, it's the Verge Max, and this is the light that I'm most excited about because it's big. It's 22 inches across. Now, I would like it was a little bigger, but you know what? I haven't seen a panel light this big that's this good. And I'm hoping that this Verge Max will be able to replace my Amaran F22x that I have right over here. Yeah, I think it's going to fit perfectly. All right, so this has been my studio setup now for some time, and I'm using it as a key light, the old Amaran F22x, but I'm hoping to replace today. Here, I'll just turn that off. Yeah, it's providing the main key light here. Now, I do have some other lights. I have a lantern over here, as well as a fill light, as well as a background light, as well as a gobo on the background. Oh, and there's a kicker light on my hair. Yeah, so all that combines to make this look a look that I pretty much like. Now, while I've been really happy with the look that I get out of this light, well, the Amaran F22x has a couple of problems. First of all, it's actually too bright. This is down to 1%. And there have been times when I've wanted to turn it down less than 1%, and it just won't do it. So I have to turn all my other lights up to match it. That's not a huge problem, but there is a really huge problem. And that's that the fan on this little unit, well, it makes a lot of noise. Noise that I can hear every time I get in my studio. Now, I'll show you the power supply of the F22x when I take it apart, but right now it's across the room, hidden in the corner behind a curtain, and yeah, I can still hear it. I can take that sound out with noise reduction in post, but you know what? It really, really bothers me. And guess what? The Verge Max, no fan, and it can go dimmer. Oh, but one of the advantages of the F22x is it comes with a grid, but guess what? I got the optional grid for the Verge as well. So let me show you that. All right, let's see what we got in here. Looks like some little magnetic clamps, little hoop. Oh. All right, that might be a little dangerous because this is actually, it's actually really sturdy. Okay, that's actually pretty slick. Okay, that was pretty slick. All right, so here's the Verge Max, and we'll put them side to side. And what do you think? I think it's going to work out just great. And I'm not going to have this power supply that's going to make a lot of noise. Now, there are some advantages to the F22. For example, this little unit can take V-mount batteries, so that's awesome. Plus, this is a lot more power, and it comes in a great case that I can take out. The Verge comes in a crappy cardboard box, and you're not going to be using this to go anywhere. Oh, and the F22 has some water resistance, whereas this, don't get this near water. Now, like I told you, one of the great things about the Verge is that it's at 10% right now, which is about what 1% is on the F22. This means I can go down a lot more. Yeah, that's it at 1%. Of course, I can get myself anywhere that I want to in between. I'm kind of liking 10%. Oh, and another thing I really appreciate about the Max is that not only does it have the on-screen controls here that you can use, but you also get a screen. So I can dial it right into the color temperature that I want, which in this case is 5600 degrees Kelvin. Now, the Verge is a great light if you don't need all the bells and whistles because it comes in at $79. But if you do want those bells and whistles like colors and a great bag and the magnetic mount and the peak battery, it has a screen on the back, comes with a softbox. I mean, the PANO is a much better light, even though it's going to cost you about twice as much money. Now, the 120 costs another $124, but it is twice as bright and it is much larger. This would probably be the one that I would look to get. And I'd only get the Verge light if this is just all that I needed. Here, let me show you how great the PANO lights are at lighting up backgrounds. All right, with the PANO 60 behind me, well, this is it at 11%. And I can also make a lot of different colors if I want. Just simple to do on the app. As you can see, there is a little bit of a hot spot here. I could probably cut that down with some diffusion. All right, with the softbox down, I was able to cut down that hot spot a little, but there's still a hot spot. But you know what? It still looks very nice to me. A nice, smooth fall-off gradient. Yeah, I like this light. All right, I find something I like. Well, I can even go down a lot more with it. Yeah, here it is at 1%. Of course, here it is at 50%. Oh, and while we're here, we might as well compare the old Amaran 60C, which is a small panel light, to the new PANO light. Now, one of the first things you notice about the old 60C is it's a lot heavier, but it's a lot better build quality as well. This is kind of lightweight and plastic. Yeah, it has a lot of vents on here, which makes it, I guess it's nice for ventilation, but not really as nice as the old 60C. The other advantage of the old 60C was that you could use these MPF batteries and it was just hooked up right here to do it without any fuss. Yeah, a pretty awesome solution. It's just really heavy. Now for me, the PANO Lights improvements are enough for me to replace my old 60C. But it's still a great light. In fact, they still sell it. The problem is they sell it for a lot more money than the PANO. So if you're going to buy one, buy the PANO. Oh, and if you are going to make a purchase, I would appreciate you using my affiliate links below. It's not about the money to me. It's about getting more crap out of Amaran. Well, I hope this was helpful to you. And if it wasn't, I'm sorry. I did my best. Maybe you should try one of those videos over there because YouTube thinks that you'd like it. And you know what? YouTube, they're pretty smart. Hey, thanks for stopping by.